So, hello everybody. It is a beautiful, wet November morning here, and this is a gorgeous pot of shallots. These are called Georgia shallots, Louisiana shallots, evergreen shallots. I believe they're one that's native or one that's been grown here in the South for quite a few years, decades, hundreds of years, who knows. But they're not too common. But it's a nice white shallot, onion, shallots, small bulbing onion. Gets about the size of a large golf ball. Large golf ball, golf balls same size. But anyway, golf ball, size of a large egg. And I've grown these for years, and they're super easy to grow. One of the only shallots that has really done well for me. Any other shallot, the brown or red-skinned shallots, just don't do well for me at all. I don't know why, but this is a white shallot or onion. They're all onions, but I'm not sure what constitutes a shallot. I guess it's just a onion that you divide and separate versus a, you know, perennial onion that would bulb. I don't know. But anyway, that's what it's called, okay? Evergreen shallot, southern evergreen shallot, Georgia, Louisiana, Alabama. Tends to be wherever you buy it from. People slap that name on it. But really good, really nice bulbs that store very nicely for me. You lose a few of them in storage every year, but that's the biggest problem growing shallots here in Florida is you harvest them around March, April, and then you've got all those long months that you have to store them if you want to replant them. And these seem to store the best. I've kept them going for years and years and years. So, but anyway, this video is about separating them. As you can see, I separate the bulbs when I plant them, but then each one still turns into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plants, 6 plants, whatever. They grow into multiple plants there, as you see. And I've never really separated them before. I normally just let them grow like this, and in a few months they'll start bulbing, and you've got a clump of bulbs there, of onions, and then you just harvest them and you store them or you break them apart as you want to. But this year I wanted to try separating all of these plants, and I'm wondering if I could get much larger bulbs off of them if I do that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to trim the tops off these, leave about 3 inches of the stem. Hopefully they regrow and it doesn't stress them and kill them, but they should. And then every single one of these plants I'm going to separate and replant out and see if it makes a size difference in the bulbs when they start bulbing next year. Still got about 6 months. We're at the end of November. So December, January, February, March, April. Yeah, about 5-6 months if they go into May, depending. So we'll see, guys. I'm going to put you down because I've only got 2 hands and one's filled in the camera. I can't really work. And I grow them in pots. They do really well in pots for me. I can control the soil better. It's better soil compost that I use, so they get a really good compost peat mix that I use for all my potting. And other than that, I don't fertilize them at all. It's pretty much straight compost with just peat to lighten it up, a little bit of vermiculite, and they grow in pots. So I'm going to go do that, and I'll be back. See you guys. So that's what they look like, all trimmed back. Gonna get ready and pull these guys out and stick them in another pot here. By the way, don't throw away all those greens. Look at that. Tons of delicious green onion tops. Gonna save some of those and put them on my cabbage soup I'm gonna make tonight. Oh yeah, some cabbage potato soup. Homegrown cabbage, homegrown potatoes. Some sausage from my own pigs. Oh, I can't beat that. But the rest of those are going to go on the grill. You just grill them and then you just eat them. A little salt on them. Absolutely delicious. But there we go. Start of our little shallot separation experiment. Hopefully it works out. I don't kill these guys. We'll see. Stay tuned. So, last little installment here. Not entirely sure if I'm going to wait and put this video up next year when I'm harvesting these bulbs, or I'll just make a second part. We'll see. You guys will know if you see this video before then. But here's what they look like as we're pulling them up. Our little southern shallots here. And obviously, this would have grown into 4 shallot bulbs if I'd have left it there alone without pulling it up. But obviously, too, they're all competing for nutrients and moisture. So this was 1 bulb originally planted, and it split into 4 plants there. Sometimes they split into more. And if I'd have just left this alone, we'd have gotten 4 little Louisiana evergreen shallots, Georgia evergreen shallots, whatever you want to call them. And they'd be about the size of golf balls, maybe a little larger. And the whole point of this, as we talked about earlier, sorry this video has been broken up for so long, but we'll see. I'm going to separate them, and each one of these is then going to hopefully grow into its own bulb, and I want to see how much larger they get. We'll see how big, because there's not really much information on the internet about separating out your shallots to see if you get larger bulbs in the end. I don't know. And I've never done it, so we're going to see if it works. And obviously it's not going to be that hard. Just pull these guys out gently. I didn't realize I planted them so deep. But there's another example. This one's got 5 plants on it. So that would have hopefully grown into nice 5 nice little shallots. But I want them as large as possible, because that makes them easier to use, of course, and possibly store a little longer, because the main issue is the smaller shallots tend to dry out, and then you don't have any planting material for next year. So gonna see how these do. And alliums, onions, of course, and everything are a pain to grow here in the South in Florida regardless, but these guys have done really well for me over the years. And they are the only shallot that survived for me through storage and saving seed bulbs and regrowing them. So there you guys go. And grow food, grow some onions. And I guess we'll find out in a few months if separating these out leads to nice, much larger shallot harvest per bulb, that is. I'm going to stick them in these pots right here. It's a nice good compost and peat mix. So super rich and nice, well draining. And they should love it. Give me a nice good shallot harvest. We'll see how it works out there. But that's why I like growing them in pots. Gives you nice, good, rich soil versus putting them in the ground, where the moisture is sometimes not so even, and bugs and rabbits actually like eating these guys, I've noticed. So I might need more pots here, a few more plants than I originally thought I had, but we'll see, guys. So stay tuned. I'll put these in the pots and do one last little clip for you and stick them all together here. But next year during harvest, I will put up that video and we'll see how they did. So stay tuned. I think I've said that multiple times, but through the magic of video clipping together, I don't edit these videos very much, sorry. We'll see how they do. And through the magic of video editing, not that I edit my videos very much, I'm simply limited to stitching them together. There's what they look like. So we will see how these turn out within the next 3, 4, 5 months they've got before they're ready to harvest. And separating out the shallots makes for a nice larger bulb. We'll see how it goes. There is the possibility these may split again simply because I dug them up and stressed them. So we'll see if they do. If they do, then the experiment is obviously not worth it. If they don't, then it could be worth it. get nice large onion bulbs that would be better for storage and better for using. So there we go, guys. If you stuck through the whole however long this video is of me talking about separating some shallots, good for you. Love you. Grow food, guys, and grow them onions, right? See you later. Hopefully these do well. I hope they do, because it took me forever to mix compost and pots. A lot of work just for some onion bulbs, but I like me some onions, right?